Rush here, and today we're going to be showing you guys how to make my blueberry pie. So this is a blueberry pie that I've adapted from a recipe by Alton Brown, and everyone who tries it, even people who hate blueberries, love this pie. Yeah, camera person right now absolutely hates blueberries. So I think that speaks in and of itself. So to start with, you're going to need 20 ounces of blueberries separated up about half and half, 2 cups in each bag, because it's just going to make this next part easier. Next up, so inside this bowl we have 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, and 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to get a fork real quick and mix that up. Normally you do this with a whisk, but I'm doing it in a small enough bowl that this wouldn't exactly fit too well. Next up, you're going to need 2 pie crusts, either store-bought or you can make them yourself. My vote's for store-bought because it's pretty much getting the same quality as what you can make in the home environment, but it's gonna be easier, it's gonna be quicker, more efficient.
Cheapest at Walmart. It is.
Or you could get the Pillsbury pie crust if you're really worried about quality.
If you're worried about money though, just go with the Great Value.
Ignore the camera person, please. Next up, you're also going to need fresh orange juice. Normally I would use fresh oranges for that, and I thought we had some, however we do not. So that's why I'm going to be using orange juice. And there's another reason why you want to actually use an orange for this, because you will also need some of the zest. You need about a teaspoon of orange zest, which normally I would throw in, but it's, from past experience, it's not the biggest deal if there's no orange zest in there. So if you don't have fresh oranges or orange zest on hand, it's not that big of a deal. It won't ruin the pie. It's still gonna taste great. But it does add a nice little bit extra something to it. Now, that's pretty much all, except in Alton Brown's recipe, he did a lattice top on his pie. He helps to brown it a bit more by doing an egg wash on it. However, I don't do the egg wash. It's just one less step. Makes pie a little bit quicker, which in this household, people want the pies quick. They don't want them to take long. Trust me, and that's become important very soon for after they're baked. Trust me, these people, camera person included, they have no patience.
No patience whatsoever.
No, they don't. So, when it comes to actually making it, take one of the bags, which is half your blueberries, 2 cups, you just mash them down. Since they're in the bag, I tend to just use my hands. And I should mention also that we're using frozen blueberries. Now you can use fresh or frozen blueberries, it doesn't really matter that much. But frozen is a little bit easier because they tend to mash a little bit better, I feel. So that's why I tend to go with them. Also, it would help if you let out as much air as possible. You can blame the camera person for that. They were sealing up the bags once the blueberries were put in.
Shut up.
Yeah, you can hear her.
Get out all your stress and anger in this step. You'll need it for later.
No, you won't, because this pie is actually pretty easy to make. There's no stress involved.
No, you need to get out all the stress from people telling you to hurry up.
That, you're not wrong. Now, the primary reason for mashing up the blueberries like this, and I'm going to quote Alton Brown for it, it's due to, I believe, mealopectins that are naturally occurring in the blueberries or something similar to that helps it to thicken up. So by mashing them, you're going to help the pie filling to thicken up, which honestly, he uses 5 tablespoons of tapioca flour. If we don't have that, I substituted in 2.5 tablespoons of cornstarch instead. So it works just as well. It's more powerful, so I have to use less of it. There we go. Blueberries are nice and mashed. Now I'm going to remove the bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and take all of this and dump it on in. So now that you've got the blueberries all in there, next up, we're going to add in the rest of our blueberries that aren't mashed and give our orange juice a quick shake. And I tend to like a little bit more orange juice flavor, so I tend to try and add a little bit more than a tablespoon. Then next up, we're going to throw in the sugar, salt, and tapioca/cornstarch mixture. Just gonna throw it in there. I'm just gonna go ahead and use the fork that I was using before to stir it all up. And there we go. Nice and simple, it's all mixed up, ready to go into a pie. So we're gonna set that aside, and now we're gonna deal with this, the pie crust. So typically what you do if you're making this from scratch is you would roll the pie dough onto a rolling pin gently so as to not compress it and cause the layers to stick. And then you would unroll the rolling pin itself over top of the pan, and there you go, nice and simple. And then you would repeat the process for the top once you get the filling in. Now after you get it in, just press it into the bottom to make sure that it is nice and spread out, and actually flat against the bottom. Now, once you have the bottom of the pie dough laid down, you want to dock it to prevent any steam from building up underneath. So you just take a fork, and you press down in. And you just dock it all the way around.
Bring it around town.
And that should be plenty good for our needs. Just pour your filling in. Now by the time that you get to this, the cornstarch should have done its magic and thickened up. The liquid should be ready to go. Now we just have to put the top on. Now the thing is, Alton Brown's recipe with his lattice top made it so that way you didn't have to worry about cutting any slits or putting any holes in the top of the crust to prevent big gaseous bubbles from forming. However, mine doesn't do that, so we will have to put some nice slits in there. What I do is I just press around the outer rim once the top goes on. Just press it nice and in. Now, after it's pressed around the edge, what I do is I just use my thumb to just go down the side.
Pinch off the excess.
Exactly. Pinch it off, letting the edge of the pie pan itself do the work.
Pie.
I hate you.
Oh boy, what flavor? Pie, pie, pie.
I hate you. So next up, just take a knife and just cut some slits. Now I'm still not exactly the best at centering this all to make it look pretty. So no laughing in the comments about how this may look.
I could have done it.
But I go with a simple little,
5 slit.
5 slit.
That's 5, right?
Yeah. Now, again, at this point, you could absolutely do an egg wash around it. And I would absolutely encourage that. However, once again, the people in this house have no patience, even for something that takes a few seconds. So we're gonna set this aside while me and the camera person work on the second pie, because we are doing 2 pies today. I didn't want to confuse you guys by doubling the ingredients and having things not appear as they work. So I'll see you guys when we actually go to put these in the oven. Oh, I should mention by now, I hope your oven's preheated to 325 degrees. Because it's gonna need to be preheated to 325 degrees for these pies. You did know that, right? Good. So I got the other pie made. Both pies are on 2 separate sheet pans. Oven's at 325, it's ready to go. So, you're gonna wanna try and fit them onto the same rack if you can. Chances are, if you don't have a properly sized oven, you're not gonna be able to fit them on the same rack. Because I like to put them on sheet pans, so that way the mess is contained to the sheet pan and it's not dripping down into the oven. So now these are going to bake for 1 hour and 15 minutes. And yep, 1 hour and 15 minutes at 325. So after you get the pie in there, after the 1 hour and 15 minutes it spins in there, you're going to typically want to let it sit for a few hours so that way the insides can gel up and solidify a little bit due to the amylopectin and the cornstarch. So if you don't do that, then once you take a piece out, the filling of the pie is just going to come runny in a mess inside, and it's going to go all over the inside of the pan. You're going to lose a lot of filling along the way. I haven't had too many problems with that though, thankfully, with these pies. But I don't get to let it sit for a couple of hours because people want the pies nice and hot so that their ice cream can melt on top. So yep, we're not waiting once those come out the oven for it to be served. Everyone's gonna get some. It's just the way it is around this house. So see you guys in an hour and 15 minutes. Alright, so the pies are done. I actually let them go a little bit longer because I didn't want to let them brown. Now, as I mentioned before, typically you do an egg wash on top to make sure that they brown properly. Do as I say, not as I did. Applies very heavily in this situation because they didn't brown as well as they could have, but they still look, in my opinion, pretty good. They're a little bit paler, but it is what it is. Nothing can be done now. So we're actually gonna let them, for once, cool a little bit so that way we can actually cut into them. And well, we'll join you guys for pie here in a little bit. And get a nice shot of it. I'm gonna put something on top of the video saying, this is what happens when you don't wait for the pie to cool. You done? Yeah. And for those of you wondering, we're gonna cut to the actual audio. That's what happens when you don't wait for a pie to cool and let the filling set. It's still gonna be delicious, it's just gonna be messy as heck. Luckily, the one that I did a good job on the actual like slits, that one's in the fridge cooling properly, so that was gonna look good and perfect. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this off here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Like if you liked, dislike if you disliked. Learn my feelings too much if you do. It's engagement. Let me know what you guys thought of the video. If you liked it, hit that subscribe button though, and don't forget to hit the bell icon and select all notifications to get notified for when I upload all videos and for when I go live here on Twitch and YouTube. Don't forget to also check out the links down below in the description for my Twitch, Patreon, Streamlabs, Twitter, my other YouTube channel, and a link to my Discord, where you can often find me chatting amongst the other members of my community, and it's where I'll post links to videos when I go ahead and put them up on the channel, and it's where I'll post when I go live on YouTube and Twitch.
She's like, hey, can we eat the pie now? She wants to get in the video.
Yes, she really wants in the video. Hi. Don't forget to comment down below what you thought of this video. If you make this pie, let me know how it turned out for you. And yeah, share this video on social media, and I hope you all have a wonderful night and delicious pies.
Bye-bye.
Oh boy.